Hello and welcome to a new video on the channel. In today's video, I'll be doing a Friday night run in the western suburbs of Melbourne. This shift marked my first shift trying to multi-app between Doordash and Uber Eats. Being my first shift trying to multi-app, you'll see some of the trials and tribulations I go through and some of the ways I try and work through how I best want to accommodate balancing both apps. Without further ado, we'll get into the video. The first order I get in is this one here. So a shopping pickup out of Woolworths. On this occasion, I decided the ratio between the dollars and kilometers wasn't what I wanted. Started off with an order similar to this in the past and taken me a while, so we declined this one. Next, we were hit with this restaurant pickup. So not a restaurant I'd been to before this occasion. The payment of $11 just to get started at a nearby pickup location was a key factor, and also the drop-off point. So that little house icon that sits right next to a shopping centre called High Point in Melbourne. There's a Coles there and there's a heap of restaurants as well. It can get quite busy at the night time, but this time of day it was where I wanted to get myself to. It took me about 38 minutes to complete, so way over what I would have liked, but it's always hard with the first order of the day, encountering that work time traffic. Here we have our record breaker offer for the video. So definitely the biggest offer I've ever seen. Anyone familiar with the area I'm in? So I'm still at the High Point shopping centre area, and the drop-off point of this Coles order was going to be out near past Craigieburn, which is, as you can see, a 47-kilometre trip. I first saw this order, I was crossing the road, so I only saw it halfway through the 40-second window you get to accept or decline. By the time I saw it, it's obviously an order you've really got to weigh up. So as you can see on the screenshot here, on the bottom right corner, there's 0 seconds left for me to accept it. So by the time I took a screenshot of this offer, I had no chance to accept or decline. I would have loved to accept this. $60 for one order. It just means you're sorted for the next couple of hours. It may have taken me a good couple of hours to get completed. However, it would have been nice to say that I completed my biggest order ever on just my second video. Coming down off that almost high, we have a $10 Coles offer. I accepted this thinking it was a shop and deliver. It turns out it was a click and collect, so I parked in one of the bread bays, waited about 5 minutes for the items to come, and then deliver them. This next offer here is my first introduction into trying to balance Uber Eats orders and Doordash orders at the same time. I'm still unsure as to whether I want to bend the rules a little bit and take an order from each service at once. This order I took as I was waiting for the Coles groceries to be brought out to me. The food pickup location was in the shopping centre itself, so it was about a 2-minute walk to get to. I had to wait 3 or so minutes to be served with the food and walk another 2 minutes back to the car. So I'm probably costing my first customer about 7 minutes. I tried to rationalise it in my head, saying that it was just a shopping order, so what's an extra 7 minutes waiting for your groceries? But yeah, it didn't really leave me feeling totally confident in that choice. I think going forward, I'll only take an order from another service if I'm really close to finishing the existing offer I have. I didn't grab a screenshot of the distance this offer was. From memory, it was in the 8-kilometre range. Next, we have our first of several missed screenshots. So I'm only taking this screenshot once I'm already doing the order, hence the edited in distance. Ended up being a pretty simple job, so I got that one done. Here we have our next Uber Eats offer that I accepted. This one was a better execution of taking one order from each of the services at once. I was a couple of roundabouts away from my delivery point of the Woolworths order I just had when I accepted this offer from a pizzeria. I would have lost 1 or 2 minutes maximum in in the process of changing from one to the other. The delivery was completed without any issues. Right, next offer we have here is a pretty decent food delivery offer. So $15, which should cover me for about a half an hour period. Just a general pickup. The food was ready when I got there, which was handy, and the traffic wasn't too bad to get through that 11 kilometers. Learning from the past experiences I had with taking multiple offers from each service, I was actually offered a food delivery on Uber Eats as I was going to collect this offer. It was taking me, I'd say, no more than a kilometer away from the drop-off point of this order. However, I just don't think, as I said before, it's not something I want to keep trying to get away with. Next offer we have, so we've just dropped that order off, and basically a $2 to 1 kilometer ratio here. At this point, a $2 peak pay offer has arisen. So normally I'd be getting paid $6.50 for this offer, but the $2 extra makes it worthwhile. What doesn't make it so worthwhile is getting stuck at a set of railway lights and having to wait about 5 extra minutes in traffic on the way to the restaurant. The food was ready when I got there. The drop-off was pretty seamless. Upon completing that delivery, next order came straight through. This is a pickup from a bar/pizza place. It's in a little warehouse, so it can be a little hard to get to and find. I've been there once before. It would have been about 6 months ago, so I wasn't exactly familiar how to get there. This order ended up taking me about half an hour to complete, so not the best, but it also just kept me out of trouble for a little while. Then this alcohol delivery ratio there, you can see 3 to 1 dollars to kilometers, so it was a nice easy accept there, and it went off without a hitch. So as I deliver that alcohol order, this offer came through on Uber Eats, just over $1 per kilometer. Pickup point was a bit of a scratchy one, so right in the heart of Yarraville for anyone that's familiar. But the food was ready when I got there, and aside from making the most audacious parallel park you'll see this century, the delivery was quite easy as well. Just a couple minutes after delivering that food Uber Eats order, I was given this Doordash pickup, so just another Woolworths collection there. These fill me with a bit of anxiety, to be honest. You can be stuck waiting for a while. The pay's not the best, but this ratio, as you can see on the screen, was pretty handy, so that was an easy accept. That rolled into this delivery offer from Uber Eats. So as I was making my way to the Woolworths, I decided to accept this pizza order offer on Uber Eats. So the pickup location and the drop-off were to be completed before the pickup of the Woolies order. Again, I probably took it a bit too far. It delayed me about 10 minutes from getting to the Woolworths from what it would have been, and I got a violation on DoorDash for being too late, so it's definitely not something I want to be doing again. After that shopping Woolies delivery that we had from DoorDash, just getting back to a bit more normality here. So 2 to 1 ratio, restaurant pickup, nice easy one. Followed by a very nice Coles order, something I want to be getting more often than I probably do. Nice easy $14.50 for just 7 items and 5 kilometers. As I was driving to the Coles, I was met with a little add-on. Sometimes these can be painful, especially if it's one restaurant and then you're offered another or add-on order but from another different restaurant to a different customer. For a second Coles add-on for another 4 total items with the delivery point on the way to my original delivery point, I couldn't say no to this one. Got those items all bagged up, split up in the trolley and paid for. We got this done in really good time. Next, we have an example of an order I declined. So over the course of the night, I've got Uber Eats running at all times. There were a bunch of orders that came through. It was a busy Friday night. A bunch of orders that came through while I was doing other offers on DoorDash. Ultimately, I couldn't screenshot all of those offers to show you. Here's an example though of something that I wasn't prepared to accept. You can also see the difference between those previous DoorDash orders, which we had the peak pay on. That peak pay ended at 8:30, I believe. So this offer here didn't incorporate any of that. After that one, we had an offer from Ready Express, which I believe is Coles Express. But when you're looking at just over $1 per kilometer and you have to do the shopping yourself, that one is not getting accepted. I'm looking at towards getting out west towards my house. I set my Doordash app to dash along the way to my zone in Melbourne. It was at that time I got given this order. Unfortunately, $1 per kilometer when I've got to shop for the items, again, doesn't cut it. So this was an easy decline. Bit of time's passed before this order came through. I'm driving out to that zone I was talking about, feeling a little peckish. So I grabbed some Maccas myself. And as I was leaving, this order came through from Guzman. Wouldn't normally accept an offer for this dollar to kilometer ratio. However, it was taking me out towards my zone and a lot of the driving was on the freeway. Fast forward a fair bit here. I've made my way out to Melbourne by this stage without any other offers coming through. I was then offered this order first up, never accepting this. You're looking at less than $1 per kilometer. And on top of that, we're picking up from 2 different spots. This next offer here might have been nice as my last offer of the night as it takes me towards my house. However, this noodle box I went to a few weeks ago and they were absolutely slammed at this time of night. So I decided to make my way elsewhere. And generally at this time of night on a Friday in Melbourne, making my way elsewhere means heading to Coles. So just a general order here. You'd like the dollar to kilometer ratio to be a bit nicer on this occasion. However, the customer made that happen by giving me a $5 tip at the end. So it was well worth it. Which then rolled into this next Coles offer. So just over $9, you find these small Coles orders on a Friday or Saturday night at the end of the night, usually looking about a $10 offer. So just something to keep you going for 20 minutes or so. Here we have another add-on offer. So looking at $2 per kilometer, but the add-on of 11 items at Coles. At this stage, I'm pretty much finished that previous shop that I showed you guys. So having to go back through the whole Coles again and collect 11 items was not my cup of tea. Likewise for this order, pretty much exactly the same scenario. Right, next accepted offer we have is another Coles order. I know it says 25 items, but about 10 of those were bananas. So when you're looking at 15 items, it took me about 25 minutes to complete. So right on that 2-to-1 mark for minutes to dollars. Next offer here, so look at the time in the top left corner. We've got about 10 minutes left before this Coles closes. I could have taken this as my last opportunity for a Coles order for the night. It's taken me in the wrong direction though, and $10 for about 8 kilometers is not quite it. Next up, we have another offer from Maccas. It was just taking me a little bit out the way, so I declined this one easily. Here we have another Maccas offer. On this occasion, I accepted this offer at first. I figured it wasn't taking me too far away out of the main area, and I was kicking on. So I accepted this one. Just after accepting that offer from Doordash, there was an order from an Indian restaurant that came through from Uber Eats. This $8.06 order was going much more in my direction of travel. So I decided to accept this offer and unassign from the Doordash order. Probably a bit of a cheeky unassign, but the way Doordash's unassign rate works is you can unassign 10 offers every 100 that you accept and you won't receive any consequences. So I just figured that was a good business decision at the time. I thought after completing that order I was done, but I still had one more in me, as the meme goes. Turns out I was probably a bit too over it to take the screenshot here, but it was a small Macca's offer of about $6 just to finish off the night before I headed home. All right, so we'll go through some of the numbers from today's video. So in total, we worked just under 8.5 hours. We earned $219.93 between both apps, giving us an hourly rate of exactly $26. In terms of some mileage stats, so we did a total of 156 kilometers. That gave us a dollar to kilometer ratio of $1.41 earned per kilometer driven. So really happy with how things went on this Friday night, and hopefully more like this to come. If you did enjoy the video, hopefully with a few more clips of the live action of the Doordash and Uber Eats shift, Please feel free to give this video a like. If you have any questions or you want to share your own experiences from gig driving, please do leave those comments down below. And I'll be sure to see you in the next video next week. Bye.